Why NVIDIA CEO Jensen Huang says that people with very high expectations have very low resilience. Why do we, as regular investors, start a trade feeling like an absolute genius only to end up anxious and crying for the exit just a few days later?
People with very high expectations have very low resilience. And unfortunately, resilience matters in success.
From Jensen Huang's perspective, what's that one secret to greatness that we retail investors always seems to miss? And Mandy, and as a clinical psychologist, I spend my time analyzing the psychology of high net worth individuals. My goal is to help you avoid the mental traps that big institutions and smart money use to take advantages of us. Today in this video, I'm going to break down the 6 psychology traps built entirely on our own high expectations. And honestly, I bet most of us are sitting in at least one of these right now. Whether you are trading stocks, futures, or crypto, these strategies will help you master the smart money mindset. So let's get right into it. The section 1 is the 6 retail traps of high expectations. Before we look at what the big players are doing, we really have to dissect our own brains first. Why do we break so easily? It's actually pretty simple. Our expectations are just sky high, and when reality hits, our resilience drops to zero. Let's take a look at the 6 traps we fell into. The trap 1 is straight line trap. Starting off, we expect the price to go up and only up. Think of it like being on a flight. You expect a smooth ride with zero shaking. So when a 5% dip happens, your brain freezes. You feel like the plane is going down, but the thing is, the market needs to breathe. Pullbacks are just the market breathing out. You expected a rocket shape, but the market gives you a mountain climb. Does a tiny 5% shaking really make you want to throw your phone? That's a trap right here. Anyways, moving on to the trap 2, the fast money trap. We expect to get rich by next Tuesday because our timeline is so short, we have zero patience. It's like planting a seed and digging it in up to every 10 minutes to see if it's growing. That anxiety is actually what kills the seed. A week of sideways movement feels like years of torch. At this point, you are not investing, you're gambling with your emotions. Be honest with yourself. Did you buy that stock because you believe in it, or because you could not stand seeing someone else get rich while you are left behind? So now let's lead to the trap 3, the main character trap. Building on that emotional investment, we start to expect the market to reward our hard work. We think, I studied this chart for 10 hours, I deserve to win. It's like shouting at the ocean and expecting the waves to obey you. But the truth is, the ocean does not even know you are here. Whether the market drops, you do not see a price move, you see a personal insult, you feel like the universe is out of to get you personally. Regardless, that brings up to trap 4, the perfect price trap. This is something I think we all struggle with. We want to buy at the absolute bottom. It's like waiting for bus that is never ever late. If it's 1 minute behind, you feel the whole trip is a failure. If we buy and it drops another dollar, we feel like a complete failure. We hate that the feeling of imperfection. But guess what? In the real world, perfect is the enemy of wealthy. Look at trap 5, the zero pain trap. As humans, we have this quirk where we expect in visiting to feel as relaxing as a spa day. It's like wanting six packs abs but expecting the gym to involve zero muscle soreness. We think making money should be easy and fun, so when the red lines appear, our only goal becomes a expecting not to save money but just to stop the psychological pain. We expect the comfort, but the market only rewards those who can handle the discomfort. And finally, this takes us to trap 6, the cheerleader trap. We expect everyone to agree with us. It's like being sick, but only in visiting the doctor who tells us to that you are perfectly fine. When the internet turns negative and angry, our confidence collapses. Why? Because we expected cheering, and all we got was criticism. We really weigh too much on others for safety, and that is a massive trap. And section 2 is what is smart money thinking of? The power of resilience. Now, let's step through those heavy doors into the institution's trading rooms. Smart money has very low expectations, and that's exactly what gives them high resilience. First of all, smart money anticipates the pressure. Top institutions know a 30% drop is just a normal Monday. That's like a pro sea captain. They expected a storm. When the waves hit, they just grip the wheel because they anticipate the pressure. It does not shock them. While we are panicking, smart money is just checking their watches. For them, red is just a color, not a disaster. Next up, top investment banks think in decades. They do not expect to win this week or even this month. Their vision is 3 to 5 years. Time is the best armor in this world. The big players just sit there and they wait for us to get tired, bored, and eventually quit. They're not necessarily smarter, they are just way more patient. If you had to delete your app for a year, would you feel fear or relief? So that is the real test. This brings us to the third point. Institutional thinking has zero ego. They do not expect the market to care about their name. To a pro trader, a loss is not a shame, it's just a math problem. Smart money does not need to be the hero. They can admit they are wrong in a second because their um, self worth is not tied to a ticker symbol. Moving on to the fourth point, the big players buy good enough. They do not try to catch the exact bottom. Instead, they buy in broad arrears of fare. It's like grocery shopping. If there's a good discount, they buy. They do not wait for the absolute lowest price just to save a penny. Close enough is how you breed a big fortune. Anyway, for the fourth And for the fifth point to institutions, stress is just a tax. Smart money does knows the market is tough. They see uh, volatility, and as the tax, they must pay for future wealth. So let's like running a successful restaurant, you expect rent and the bills. They see a dip as business expense, not a disaster. No tax, no profit, and that leads to the sixth point. And this one is crucial. Smart money hunts our weakness. They know our expectations are too high. They know we are easily hurt. So they purposefully drive prices down, and just to watch our high expectations crash into a wall. They essentially feast on our broken dreams. They do not hate us, they just understand us better than we understand ourselves. So the section 3 is what are six physical weapons. So how do we build um, that Jensen Huang resilience? How do we actually think like smart money? Here are our six weapons. Weapon 1 is set up pen budget. Before you buy, write this down. I expect to lose 20% and I am 100% okay with it. Pay for the discomfort. That way, when it happens, you won't panic. You just say right on time, I'm already uh, paid for this. Anyway, next is weapon 2, the 3-year rule. When things get shaky, stop looking at that 1 minute chart. Take a breath and ask yourself, will this matter in 3 years? Usually, the answer is no. It's like a traffic jam from 3 years ago. You were mad then, and now it doesn't matter. Lowering your short-term expectations kills the panic instantly. Now, let's look at the weapon 3. Fire the main character. Stop trying to be the hero of the story. If we just tell ourselves the market does not even know I exist, it removes the egos. When you are not the hero, you do not feel the pain of being wrong. Be like a tree in a forest. The window blows, and but you just keep rooted deeper. This leads us to weapon 4. Celebrate imperfection. Let's just accept it right now. You will buy too early. You will sell too late. Being perfection is impossible. Once you let go of the need to be right, the fear disappears. Smart money loves imperfection because they know it's the only way to win in a long run. Regardless, weapon 5 is so what drill. When the red lines appear, say it out loud. So what? It drops 10%. So what? The news is bad. So what? This acts as a shield for your brain. It stops the panic from turning into an action and force you to look for the next logic step. Finally, this brings us to weapon 6, by the tears. When everyone else is giving up, that's your signal. We have to train ourselves to see the broken expectations of crowd as a gift, like a strong whale sail where everyone is running away. We need to be the hunters, not the prey. Let's take a step back and look at the real story of Nvidia. We see a $1 trillion giant today, but smart money remembers the 19. Jensen Huang did not just talk about resilience, he lived it. when their first chip failed and they were weeks away from going bankrupt, Huang did not panic. He had the low expectations and high resilience to admit he was wrong and change the directions. Notice how Nvidia has dropped 50%, even 80%, multiple times in its history. Every time the retail crowd screams, it's over, but the big players who understand Jensen Huang's mindset did not run. They knew that the temporary pressure is just the cost of long-term success. Jensen Huang tells his students, I hope you experience ample amounts of suffering. Why? Because if we expect ease, the first tiny bump will destroy us. But if we expect the pressure, nothing can stop us. So in the end, trading is just a marathon of mental endurance. High expectations make us weak. Greatness comes from getting knocked down and getting back up. The market is just a giant filter. It shakes out the dreamers and hands their wealth to the institutions and the smart money who were ready for the pressure. The market is just a giant filter. It shakes out the dreamers and hands their wealth to the institutions and the smart money who were ready for the pressure. Will we face the dark days again? Definitely, but next time remember this: standing tall, not into the pressure. Say to yourself, I anticipate the days and I'm wrong enough, I'm strong enough to handle it. I'm Andy, let's build a stronger mind together. I will see you next time. Subscribe it now.